Good evening and welcome to Tuesday Tea Time with Dorarena. I want to welcome all the first time viewers and those that will be watching the replay. We are presented from Women of Wisdom. We are a nonprofit organization here to empower teen girls and women with practical wisdom and confidence. We're here to bridge that generational gap between the younger and the older generation because we need each other and to pass on vital knowledge to one another for the benefit of all generations. All right. So, thank you, all my wow friends, for joining me tonight. I just celebrated on Saturday my diamond birthday. Yes. Do you know what a diamond birthday is? That's when the last two digits of the year you was born matches the age that you turn. So yay! I had a wonderful diamond birthday. And my husband, he kept saying, well, it's D-Day. He said, the positive D-Day. Oh, I said, is it Diamond Arena Day? He said, no. So, but I had a wonderful birthday, and thank you for all of those that shout out my birthday to me in any kind of way you wish me a happy birthday. I want to say thank you and I appreciate it. Okay, so I am going to share with you tonight. Oh my goodness, let's see what we got going on. Okay, so before I share with you the wisdom topic, I just, kept wondering, just kind of pondering this question that's been going around. And from time to time, I'm sure you probably heard it yourself, but what would you say to your younger self? And I was thinking to myself, I don't know. There's so many things that I would have needed to hear and I could say. So I'm like, you know what? This is the one I'm going to talk about this one. Okay, so our wisdom topic for tonight is how much do you know about courting? Been something that I would have taught myself, my younger self, because, last week we talked about dating versus wisdom in dating or courting. And, I just, when it goes back to talking to your younger self, you know, that would be something that I would talk to myself about. And I thought also, how many of us really know what it means? Because it's kind of primal, and we don't pass on that vital knowledge that used to be passed on about dating and courting. And, there's some people that don't even know that there's a difference. And that's something that either you could uh, learn yourself, or you can teach your daughter, or you could teach your granddaughter wherever you are in life. But courting is something that we need to learn because, I was thinking about this. There are some people that have committed suicide behind dating. And, we need to teach our kids the wisdom in knowing the difference and how to make wiser choices so that we don't get ourselves caught up in situations that changes our life. They're devastating situation, and some things changes our lives, and we have to deal with some situations for the rest of our lives. Now we can avoid those things by gaining knowledge and wisdom and being taught and learning to listen to wise counseling. So I have, let's see, what do I have here? I have a definition for you. Courtship is the period during which a couple gets to know each other before entering a committed romantic relationship or marriage. Now, if you listen to the last Tuesday tea time, both of them, some people say that, okay, courting, has intentions. We know each other's intentions. That's courting. Okay, but dating also has intentions. We just don't know what they are because they're not expressed. But in courting, they are expressed, and so we can know up front, what we are getting ourselves into. And it's a time period where we learn each other's character and integrity and the things that we like and dislike. Is this a person that is potentially a marriage material, um, for yourself? They may be married material, but are they married material for you? And that's what you have to find out. And you really, I'm just going to say it would be better to learn those things ahead of time than to get in the situation and then find out you made a mistake. So this would cut out a lot of mistakes. I know for me, if I had learned about courtship when I was growing up, that would have changed the trajectory of my life. And so we need to start passing on that wisdom and that knowledge that used to be passed on years ago. And some people think that this type of stuff is old fashioned, but do you know that this type of stuff will save you from making major errors in your life? And, you know, when you're courting someone, you protect that person's heart by not allowing yourselves to get too attached before you find out that this is not going to work. And then when you leave the relationship, you can relieve the relationship with having respect for one another and not being uh, mentally connected through having a sexual contact or relationship with that person. They used to talk about the birds and the bees. Remember that way back, if you were during my time frame, they talked about the birds and the bees. That was as far as I heard was the was that statement, the birds and the bees, but it was never really explained to me. But the birds and the bees is a euphemism for explaining sex to children, using bees and flowers as a metaphor for reproduction. And so I'm saying that only to say that, instead of teaching the birds and the bees, making that a real issue, which it still needs to be taught properly, but courtship would have been on the top of my list, you know, to go back and tell my younger self. Okay, so let's look at a quote I have for you. Yay. Okay, courtship is primo. The right guy will find endless reason to go after the woman he wants, while the wrong guy will find endless excuses why he didn't show up. That's Charles J. Orlando. He's advisor on relationships. But anyway, I want to share this next one with you because there's a lot at stake when you get into a relationship with someone, opening up your emotions and your heart to someone, and you could possibly be opening up yourself to to hurtful situations, but they can be avoided. Now, somebody that doesn't really want to do the courtship thing, that automatically tells you right off the back that they don't have any intentions on marriage. Now, I mean, if you're looking for someone to be married to, if they are not interested, you cannot make them interested. Okay, now check that. Takes us right into the next quote that I have by the same guy. It says, "It's not a woman's job to keep a man interested. It's only her job to know she is worthy of interest." Come on now. Make that a banner. Make that what they call a metric, something like that, a saying for yourself. And I read that and I saw that someone had made it a comment beneath that. It was a guy, and he said, "You are correct. It is not her job to keep me interested because I am not." Now, you know what? You can't make people be what they don't want to be. You know what? None of us have it like that. And that's the problem. The problem is there's this thing that goes across our mind saying, "I can change him. I can change him. I can change him." Listen, honey, if he don't want to change, he not going to change because of you. And if he ain't going to do it through courtship, he's not going to do it through dating. He already know what his intentions are. You need to find out what his intentions are before you even go that far, because that's the reason why a lot of things that are happening to our young people, even our older women, happening because, you know, we're not walking in wisdom when it comes to courtship and dating, and thinking that, we can change somebody. You can forget that one. That don't work, you know. So going back, eh, telling my younger self, I would have listened more to that and watched out for those things instead of thinking, "Oh, you know what, I could change him, he blah blah blah," and they throw a line and all this kind of stuff. And let me tell you something, it used to be where they could only fool you for about 3 months. You can go 3 months, with somebody, and then all their true colors start coming out, and then it started going to 6 months. Then it started going to a year. These people have become cunning in their way of cleverness and scheming, and making you think one way and believing another way. And that's why I always keep saying, see it for what it is, not for what you want to believe it is. See it for what it is, and not for what you think you can make it be. Okay. And so that I would have taught, I would have learned more about the courting and the dating thing, the difference, and the major issues that come through dating someone and having sex with them before you get married to them, or dating someone, courtshipping with someone and learning their ways and knowing them and being wife material. You got to be wife material before you can be a wife. Okay. And so these are things that, we as women, teen girls, preteen, whatever, we need to learn these things, and we need to pass down this vital knowledge, mothers and grandmothers, to our granddaughters and our daughters, and teach them, even our sons. We need to teach our sons about courting. How about that? Some of them may not even want to be dating and they don't know the difference, and there was somebody that said something about they didn't even realize that uh there was a difference, like I said before. And so these are things that we need to be sharing and passing on. Okay, so I'm just sharing with you what I would have shared with myself, my younger self. Courtship would have been at the top of my list to go back and teach teach myself. I would avoid a lot of mistakes in life. And one day when we have more time, I'll kind of share with you some of the things that I have learned and through um, some major mistakes that I've made, so that you won't make the same mistake. Hopefully, you'll walk in wisdom behind what I'm sharing. All right. Okay. So if you have noticed going across the screen, and I'll post this up here too, we have a mother-daughter Wow Bash coming up March 23rd. It's located at Haven 150, 12370 South 150th Street. And it's going to be from 3:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. We're going to do like mother, like daughter game. Oh, we're going to have some fun. And we're going to bond and blossom, self photo and snacks and prizes, cupcakes. Oh, you know what? Come out, bring your granddaughter, your goddaughter, your spiritual daughter. Bring your godmother, your grandmother, your mother, whatever category they fit in as a mother or a daughter is welcome. And we're going to have an awesome time. So I'm looking forward to this and I hope to see you there. In the meantime, remember, Dorena loves you. And as always, mwah, walk in wisdom, my wild friend. Good night.